You know, one of the things that can so often happen is that Mother Nature illustrated for us this week the way that when I start thinking about the fact that we talk about love. And for me, I know a lot of times people like to use, when our friend Robert McMillan was here a few weeks ago, like to use the Greek kind of distinction about love, there being, of course, philia and eros and agape love and those kinds of things. But for me, love is love. Love is one energy, and as you've heard me talk about, I like to use the concept of loving, because loving is actually putting that energy into action, putting it to use. And so when I talk about it being all one substance, it expresses itself in different ways. And a way to illustrate that is with water. Water is one substance, but it expresses itself in different ways. We saw that this week, didn't we?
Oh, yes.
We saw how the substance of water, when the temperature is right, can express itself as snow, as sleet, as a wintry mix, as they like to call it. I was telling people yesterday when we were here getting set up, if it had been just a little bit colder, given the rain that we had yesterday, we would be under a foot or more of snow. But it's the same substance, different expressions. Water, if you will, when we see it in many different forms. It can be water, and then as it starts to evaporate, it goes up into the clouds and it changes and it comes back, but it's still that substance. And love and loving ultimately is the energy that we put out into the world. It's the energy that we allow ourselves to embody and to express. It's the energy that we share with one another. It's the energy, if you remember the affirmation that says, I radiate love, and when people think of me, they feel that love. And so love and loving is energy that we give out. So as we move to the conclusion of this month, the question I'm going to ask is, does anyone recognize this woman? Because for me, she's one of the ways in which we can embody loving and loving in life. Nobody knows who she is. Well, you all failed the exam. So. If I told you what her name is, Osceola McCarthy, anybody, does it still mean anything for anybody? Say.
Was she the maid that put the scholarship money?
Osceola McCarthy is a person that came to our awareness back in 1995 when she donated $150,000 to the University of Southern Mississippi for scholarships. She was a woman who grew up in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. She had to quit school in the 6th grade to take care of her aunt. And the way that she did so was that she took in laundry. She became a washerwoman, if you will. And back in that day, she did the wash for the white residents of Hattiesburg. And the interesting thing about her is that's all that she did for the rest of her life in terms of employment. But Osceola McCarthy was very, very keen about saving money. And so she put money aside bit by bit. She didn't even own a car. She was able to walk where she needed to go, and she got a ride to take her to church. She had a black and white TV, didn't have cable, didn't have any of those things. That basically, she was really about learning how to express loving in the community. And people talk about the kind of person that she was, but slowly and surely, she put money aside. And one day, the people at the bank where she banked her money noticed her, accumulating this amount of money and putting things aside. So they came to her and they said, well, what we'll do is we'll work with you to make your money do something. What would you like for your money to do? And they thought she was going to talk about getting a larger house and those kinds of things. And she said, I want to help people who maybe wouldn't have a chance to get in school. She said, even though I didn't get a chance to ever go to college, I know of some young people in my community I'd like to see make it to college and be able to go and be able to afford it, even if they don't have the resources at home. Somebody would make it possible for them to go to school. So they helped her with managing her money, and they finally convinced her to get a couple of air conditioners to put in her house and finally get cable TV. But beyond that, she basically was about, she would put some money aside for her church, some money aside for herself, but a lot of it was, she said, I want to leave a legacy. I want to make things happen. I want to do something for people. So that's what she did, and she put aside enough money so that in 1995 she made the gift to the University of Southern Mississippi for $150,000. She first started off charging 75 cents to wash clothes, and eventually she worked up to $10 a load. But you know, just show the power of when we set our minds to doing something, that when we start talking about expressing and sharing love. Now, when love expresses itself in a romantic sense, because y'all know I wasn't going to let the month go by without talking about love expressing itself in the romantic sense. But I think that one of the first things to talk about is that we look and we have in our culture the idea of falling in love. Oh, I met him, I met her, it was love at first sight, we fell in love, oh, we're so in love. And then, after a little while, you're together, and you get what some people like to call delayed enlightenment. That laugh that was cute is not so cute anymore. It's just kind of annoying. The kind of way that they would hold their hand, or the kind of way that they would remind you about things now is just kind of, I don't know about this. And ultimately, as M. Scott Peck says, that's when the opportunity for real loving begins. Because love is a choice. And the thing of it is that when we first start dating people or being attracted to people, it's not the real us that is doing that, it's our representative. It's our representative. It's the one that's nice and courteous and kind and does all the stuff. If you say, well, you know, I like certain types of movies, I like romantic movies. Oh, well, I do too. I like going to Italian restaurants. Well, I do too. I like sweet tea. Well, I do too. You know, our representatives show up and they meet one another and they try to negotiate this kind of, you know, thing. But ultimately, a lot of that, and I see a whole lot of people nodding, so I must be
on point.
But ultimately, the opportunity for real loving presents itself. Opportunity to choose. That while, yes, this may not be completely the person I thought they were, now I have an opportunity to grow and express real love and real loving. And in some cases, we make the decision, I thought it was going to work, I thought this was going to be the person, I thought it was going to be me in this relationship, and it didn't work out. But in other cases, when we allow ourselves to understand that no matter how great that person is, they are not perfect. And guess what? Neither are we. And I mean perfection in the way that we all have our flaws, we all have our shortcomings, we all have our annoyances, we all have, you know, our ways of thinking and all of that. But when we begin to understand that ultimately we are God in expression, and that ultimately we can allow ourselves to be in the relationship, because again, when M. Scott Peck talks about the purpose of love or the definition of love, that a part of that is assisting one another in their spiritual growth. Think about, you know, assisting someone else in their spiritual growth. And, you know, sometimes you think about it, and if it's that person that really just kind of stirs you up and everything, the last thing you're thinking about, at least initially, is spiritual growth. Then I'm going to leave that alone. But the idea of someone to grow and to explore and to expand life with, that's kind of exciting. That ultimately you can be in that space and in that place where things begin happening for you in such a way that you expand and that person expands, you grow and that person grows, things happen and things unfold and things become just wonderful. Things become amazing. Things become dynamic. Things become special. It's because we open ourselves up to it and we make the choice. We choose to love. We don't get tossed around anymore by love. We choose. Because I choose to be in this relationship. I choose to be with this person. I choose to be in this situation. And to remind ourselves, because every now and then, it's just like anything else. People talk about having a mission statement or purpose statement and those kinds of things. And sometimes when things get a little bit rough or rocky or whatever, going back and revisiting that to remind yourself the why you're there. I think it's also important when we talk about those situations and circumstances to sometimes just revisit, why it is you chose to be with the person that you're with. Think about those things that, in the beginning and all of that you realized and that you loved and all of those things, and allow that to bring that energy back into being together. Allow that to be the catalyst that keeps the spark burning. Because it's about choosing. It's about choice. It's about making decisions that I choose to love. I choose to be loved. I choose to enjoy love. I choose to express love. And that can make all the difference. That can be a way that we express that energy in a way that is dynamic and healthy and fulfilling, and all of those things, because we choose love. And so, as we conclude this month of talking about in the flow of loving, and I know we had a break last Sunday, but I hope that you will begin, if you don't already know, that the most powerful thing there is, and I still maintain this, some people may think of Pollyanna or pie in the sky or anything else, but to me still the most powerful thing that is available to us is love. Choose love, be love, express love, know love. And so it is.
So it is.
That you make, the reason you live is found in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing. You will do amazing. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy that what this day brings. You will do amazing.